What a rainy day today. It's March the 5th, and tomorrow I am going to be picking up my meat birds, and I'm excited. Even though it's rainy, I am getting prepared for the chickens to arrive tomorrow. So, hubby brought me a nice big brooder box, just a simple watermelon box. So if you want to do it this way, you can just go to any of your local supermarkets and ask for one. They'll be happy to give it to you because they're probably going to dump it out. So at this time of year, I use a brooder box whenever I'm getting new chickens, and that's because I want a smaller area where I can keep it really warm and maintain the temperature in there so that my baby chicks will be comfortable. Let me just show you where I'm going to have the meat birds. They're going to be in here in this space. It's dark in here because it's an overcast day today, but they are going to be in here in this space, and this is a lot of space for 15 meat birds. So this spring I'm going to have 30 meat birds total, so I will do 15 for the first batch and another 15 for the second batch, and again in late summer I would have another 30 birds, and it would also be 15 and 15. Now what I'm going to do in here is set up the brooder box and set up my heat lamps in this area so that they can have adequate heat. Even if the door is open and the layers are out in the outdoor run, they would still be nice and warm in their brooder box because they won't be directly in this space here, and it takes a while for them to start putting their feathers on. They grow faster, the body grows faster than the feathers can come in. But this area here is where I keep my meat birds and also my layers, and this setup is adequate for any adjustments that I would like to make. I have so much options in here, and so this is removable here, this is also removable, and this is where we have our automatic gravity fed water set up here for the layer birds. Now the meat birds are not going to be using this, and this is going to be, we'll just block this space here off. We have a window back here, a window here, and a window here, so there's going to be adequate lighting. Now there's a space right here up top that we provided for ventilation. Now that's going to be blocked off a little more, and the meat birds are going to be protected from that because we're going to partially cover the brooder box. And like I said, we're going to have the heat lamp in there. So the way this box is designed is for the bottom flaps right here to fold in and create the base of the box, but we're not going to use that, so we're going to cut that off because there's already a flooring in the vertical space that we have here where we'll be raising our meat birds. So while hubby's getting the box ready, I'm going to go in the shed. I'm going to grab my supplies so I can get started in setting up the brooder box for my baby chicks to arrive. And if you can't tell, I'm so excited. I am so excited. So we have I gotta look for some bulbs. Oh, this one's got a bulb. Hopefully it's working. Let's have extras on hand. And I am going to grab a small waterer, and because they're going to be really tiny and weak, because they haven't been watered for 2 days because they're in transit, I am just going to use a smaller waterer for now. And that's what I normally do because I don't want to find any one of them face down in the water when I go in to check. So this is the reason why I use a small waterer. And in here I already have their feed set up. This is their starter grower feed. This is layer pellet. That's not, okay, here it is. Meat bird crumble up for the season, and this is what my birds are going to be getting, whether it's a meat birds, whether it's a baby chick, layers, or meat birds. I already have this all set up for them to go. I'm also going to grab my pine shavings, sorry. And this is what was left over from last year. I didn't even buy any yet for this season, which I have to buy a couple packs of these. It's just a few dollars. Grab that. See, look, you're white, but now you're all muddied. What is going on with you? I don't like them out here with dirty feet. I mean, they're done laying for the day, I'm sure, but even these heat lamps in here that I don't need to use right now, because I don't think it's gonna drop that low again for the season, but I just brought this extra one in case. But I can always use a couple of these for the baby chicks. Ooh, it's dusty in here. Now let us put some light on in here because it's really dark. So we got our setup. So now the brooder is set up, and let me show you guys what it looks like in there. So you may notice that the box is downside up, and that's because it's uneven at the bottom when we cut the flaps off. And so the top of the rim of the box is more even, so it sits better on the floor. And now this is the door I was telling you guys about. So this acts just as a door, and it works that way because hubby has stapled it to the wood right here, and also on this side. Now out here in the back, there's a brick right here, and there's also a piece of wood at the back. Let me just show you, bring you around here real quick. See that? There's a couple pieces of wood at the back so the chickens won't get rowdy and push the bottom out, and they can maintain the heat that's in the brooder. But yeah, this is the space where they're gonna be. The heat lamps, they hang in securely. We also have a piece of ply at the top so that we can keep the heat in here and maintain the heat that's adequate for them to thrive in here. And we're not going to keep them in here any longer than 2 weeks because they're definitely going to run out of space. This is the way they were designed, to consume a lot of feed in a short space of time and grow rapidly. So now I am going to put the pine shavings down. Here's my pine shavings. Get the pine shavings on the floor in here. It needs to be set up before the chicks arrive tomorrow, right? And usually the post office will call me even before they open for the public, so they let me in once they know I'm thinking once there's livestock or live animals, they contact the receivers to pick up their animals. All right, so this is what it looks like in here with the pine shavings down. I'm also gonna put their feed in here for tonight. They don't necessarily need feed the first day or the first few hours of the day, but what I'm gonna do is what I like to do, and that works out better for me because I've been doing this for quite a while, and it saves on the mess they would make. I normally elevate their feed and water, okay? And for some reason, sometimes you really have to double check because a chick might find itself under here. So you just got to pay attention to that. Check the space out. They're tiny enough and they can get under there, and you may not realize they can get stuck, and it can prove to be fatal because it's happened to me before. So that's how I know I can, warn you or tell you or advise you to check all your corners. So the feed and the water is going to go on this platform right here, and it's elevated from the base floor where they're going to be moving around and doing the little chicken things, so there will be less mess in the water and in the feed. So this is the feed I'm going to use here. I already filled it up, and that's their organic starter grow feed, and that's sufficient for 15 birds per day. When they get a little bit older, I would say a week and a half, 2 weeks, they'll definitely be consuming a lot more than that. So in 2 weeks, I'll upgrade the feeder. And now the water is just going to be this little water right here. And see, I'm just going to wash it out nicely, but I'm going to bring it in the house. So that way they will be getting room temperature water. And what I normally do is put a little bit of molasses or brown sugar in the water because they would need that energy from travel. And they've been in transit for a couple days now. By tomorrow it'll be a couple days. And so they'll be very weak. They wouldn't have any heat on them while traveling. And they normally would arrive very weak, so you have to like nourish them back to health, and it doesn't take long. You just have to stick with it for the first few hours and they'll be good to go. So this is going to go in the house with me. I'm going to wash it up properly and put some room temperature water in it tomorrow. This brooder box would already be nice and warm for them because I would turn it on in the morning early, let's say about 6 o'clock in the morning. So that way this space will be nice and toasty for them when they arrive. And I get so excited every time I get baby chicks because I care so much about them. I'm passionate about them. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. And so I put every effort into what I'm doing to make it work out best for them and best for me. I feel really proud when I get the results that I do when taking care of these chicks. So this is my setup for my chickens. I may not do it this way every time because I do adjust. Sometimes I may not get the same amounts other times, and I may raise them in a different space but in the same structure. But this is how we're gonna do it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions or any suggestions, please put it in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on the next upload. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Thank you, babe. Peace out, y'all.